I think many of you have dreamed of living in your own home somewhere on the edge of a picturesque forest. Fresh air, birdsong, beautiful nature, no noisy neighbors, or the constant hum of the big city. Romantic coziness and solitude. Unfortunately, for various reasons, very few people manage to make this dream a reality. But an American named Dan Price has proven that you don't need to build a huge, expensive mansion in the woods to live that dream. All it takes is a bit of ingenuity, creativity, and knowing how to work with your hands. This Hobbit Man, as people call him, has been living full-time in an underground home for over 10 years in one of the forests near Joseph, Oregon. He laid out the area in front of his earth house and built a large wooden lounge chair for relaxing nearby. The entrance to this Hobbit-style dwelling is sealed with a small but heavy door, just big enough for a person to crawl through. Only the huge icicles hanging from the roof are a bit unsettling. Dan Price has access to gas, electricity, cell service, and all the basic supplies you'd normally buy in a store. His tiny house is so well organized that you never get the feeling there's not enough space. There, he sleeps, cooks, eats, and relaxes. In short, he lives. Dan leases the land for just $100 a year under a long-term agreement. His annual income is only around $5,700. He works as a cemetery caretaker nearby. But this small income is more than enough for his needs because his monthly expenses barely exceed $200. Electricity, cell phone, groceries, and $50. He buys clothes, household items, garden tools, and equipment secondhand at flea markets and thrift stores. However, his cemetery job is no longer his only source of income. After several TV segments featured his underground home, Dan gained some popularity. He keeps a hand-illustrated journal where he's documented his off-grid life for the past 20 years. Revenue from ads is still small, but there's potential for growth. Over time, Dan has added several structures next to his underground home: a toilet, a bathhouse, a shed, a tiny garage for his pedal-powered vehicle, a workshop, and even a library. He washes his clothes in a nearby creek and dries them on ropes strung between trees. Dan also regularly mows the grass around his home, keeping the surrounding area neat and tidy. Also watch a video about why 30 million Chinese live underground, or watch about 30 rare historical photos that will amaze you in the past.